What's going on everyone, TomGorian here and welcome back to RFL Season number 9. This is round number 2 of the RFL Season 9 Championship on F1 22. Today we're getting ready for the Italian Grand Prix at Monza. A very high speed circuit indeed, and one circuit that really promotes low downforce, and it's a very unique race circuit as well, with a lot of, well, I wouldn't say high-speed corners, but it's a track that really prefers low downforce and just good straight line speed. Before I start with this video, make sure to follow me on Twitter and also follow me on Twitch. I will be live streaming these races, and also I'm going to be live streaming round 3, which is Zandvoort tonight. So follow me on Twitch at TomGorian to watch all of the races live. So, right, Monza, we're coming off the first round. We finished P5 in the first race in Baku after starting literally in 16th, and we literally had a comeback race in Baku. So the mindset going into this weekend was just to try and win. Practice went quite well in this for this race. Literally 7 tenths quicker than Angelo, and I think at one stage of time I was like 3 tenths quicker than Vapid. So I was expecting a top 3 finish in qualifying as we go on provisional pole position with 1 minute 20.7 on the medium tyres. I was literally doing mid 19s, high 19s on the soft tyres. So literally anything other than pole position would have been quite disappointing when it came to the practice, but yeah, this is where it all counts. Do my first run on the soft tyres and we do a 20 flat, so we're pretty much on pace as far as what we're going to try and do in this session. We're going to try and do a high 19, or if we get the perfect lap in, probably a mid 19, but as long as we get pole position, that's all that matters. Entering turn 1, braking at the 100 meter board, it doesn't help that you've got a couple cars literally ahead. That's JDM and Sam, and as you can see, we're already a 10th down. JDM is not getting out the way, so I'm using him for slipstream. He's not getting out the way, so that's really quite frustrating, and also it just slightly put me off there as we rode the curb. I have to say, in towards the last hour of practice, that little curb there, turn 3, just really put me off for some reason, and I just didn't have as much confidence going over that curb as I did earlier on in the day. But entering sector 2, we've actually gained some time back, literally 2 thousandths of a second, so it's not really looking good as far as us trying to get pole position as we enter the Ascari chicane, and we're slightly up. But once again, it's not really up as Kamenis in the Red Bull goes really slow. His lap's done. So the only guy we need to watch out for now is Scott W in the Ferrari in towards Parabolica, and it hasn't been a standout lap, and it's not really a lap that you would consider to be pole position. Taking the tightest line to the right hand side, it's pole position. We do a 1 minute 19.974, and surprisingly that is good enough for pole position. Scott was literally 2 tenths quicker, but he made a mistake entering Parabolica and also the Ascari chicane, so we're on pole position. It's the first pole position of the season for us, ahead of Keymenis, Scott and JJ Feinleiter, and we're looking to try and win in the sprint race. So here we go, getting ready for 5 red lights for the start of the Italian Grand Prix, for the sprint race it is. Lights out and away we go. It's a good start from us, but as soon as we enter 3rd gear, we just get some random wheel spin, and that was literally the story of the races. As we go around the outside, Scott actually takes the lead in towards turn 2, and our teammate, out of nowhere, all hell has broken loose. Our teammate Jules, who's actually racing this weekend, missed his braking zone, and he's literally corner cut the first corner, and he's taken out both Ferraris, he's taken out ourselves, and we have damage to the front left of our car, the front wing that is. JJ Feinleiter is in the lead. Angelo also has damage, and he also has 4 seconds of penalties in this sprint race. Aiden didn't qualify, and he's already in P4 as we enter the second chicane. Angelo has span JJ Fine later, and because of that we are now going to have to take the lead of this race in towards Lesmo 1, and there we go, we're back into the lead of this Italian Grand Prix. We're quicker than Angelo, but Angelo goes wide, as you can see on the virtue mirror, and that has given the position back up to Leighton, and also Aiden as well. So as we enter the final lap, it looks like it's going to be a one-lap shootout between me and Aiden for the win of this sprint race. We're going to try and go out on defensive on the inside line, but of course Aiden does have DRS, and he's going to go the long way round in towards the first chicane, and to be honest, there's nothing we can do. We don't have the downforce that he does. We have a broken front wing, and we just can't really fight that. We can't really fight Aiden. So unfortunately, it's second place in this sprint race. It's very frustrating. I mean, literally, first of all with the start, and also just the carnage that happened at the first chicane there with my teammate. So yeah, we've literally got to make something happen in this race, and as you can see with the strategy, kind of weird. Scott and So Fresh have went Aiden, Scott and So Fresh have went mediums. Me, Key Menace, and I think Vapid as well. No, actually no, Vapid isn't here, so it's a bit of a mix between mediums and hard tyres for this race, but obviously we're going to be doing the overpowered strategy, the one stop from hards to mediums. As long as there's no safety car, we should be in a good position. This is pretty much the first time that we're going to be taking on Aiden. It's going to be 5 red lights for the start of the Italian Grand Prix for RFL Season 9. And we've got a jump start already. That's a disaster. We didn't get no wheel spin. Oh, well, slightly we did in towards 5th gear, but that's a disaster. We've had a jump start at the start of the race, and that has literally ruined all of our chances to pretty much win this Italian Grand Prix. And yeah, that's not gone our way at all. So entering lap 3, we're going to save our drive through. Aiden's in the lead, Scott's in second, and we're going to let Angelo and Leighton and everyone else go. It's just frustrating. It's just frustrating when you know you have the pace in a race like this, in qualifying and in the race, and yet you just make a mistake like that and you just see the win just, you know, go like that. It's just very annoying just to see that happen, and when it does happen you just get annoyed with yourself, and yeah, there's nothing really much you can do. But VSC has been deployed on lap 3 of this race, so it's not over. We can still, you know, try and get something out of this race, but we do need a safety car eventually when it comes out. So lap 4, coming out of the Ascari chicane, JDM has span, and we've just overtaken PRT Gignac. He's one of the new drivers in RFL Season 9. A second virtual safety car, came out on lap 6, and we're going to overtake Ken Free in the McLaren, and we are officially back in the points as far as this moment in the race. The next two cars ahead are Cal and Kirby. Cal's on the mediums, and we are on the harder compound tyre. So entering turn 1 right now, and Cal actually goes wide, looks up a bit, and he literally cuts the chicane, and we are now into P7 with 19 laps to go in this race. So to me, a P5, probably a top 5 finish, is doable around here. We just can't really waste any time with overtaking these cars, because our race isn't with Cal or Kamenis or Kirby. It's really with Angelo and Scott and Aiden and Leighton. So if they can hold each other up, we could have a chance to get a podium position in this race. Down the inside we go of TM Kirby, our former teammate, who's jumped in the Mercedes for this season. So we're already in P6 on lap 12, and yeah, we just literally pulled away from Kirby and Cal. So Fresh is in, and also Leighton, he's also in for the hard tyres, so they're doing literally the traditional one stop, the mediums to hards, while we're doing the alternate one stop, the hards to mediums, which is the better strategy on this game. Lap 14, and as you can see, the front runners are in. Aiden and Scott, they're also in. We're going to box at the end of this lap, and we're going to take 11 laps onto the medium tyres. We've just overtook Aiden there, so I was thinking maybe we could stay out, but literally the best strategy on this track is hards to mediums. Jan Otmar tried to do the hards to softs, but by the time he pitted for the soft tyres, his hards were completely done for. So unfortunately the win is not going to happen in this race, but if we're lucky with Angelo and also Scott as well trying to battle with Leighton, we could maybe have a slice of the podium if penalties do play a factor in this race. So it's not over. Nothing's over until it's over at the end of the day. So we're not going to give up. We're going to keep on racing. We're going to keep on driving. And we're going to try and just push for that podium. We've actually jumped so fresh. So that's actually worked out in our favour. And now we're on the quicker tyre here for the last 11 laps of this race. So as you can see right now, this is literally the lap after I boxed. And this is going to be the fastest lap of the race. We're going to do a 1 minute 22.1, which is 1.2 seconds better than the fastest lap I did on the hard tyres. And yeah, we're literally going to be closing in on Leighton and also Angelo. Lap 24 of 27, and as you can see, we're just under 5 seconds away from Leighton and Angelo. And as you can see, Sambo is out of the session, and that is Angelo. Angelo has crashed, and it's a safety car. A late race safety car with only 3 laps to go, and we're right back in this race. This is the safety car we needed. We've got 3 laps to go, and we're going to box for fresh softs. And literally now everyone's going to box for fresh softs. As you can see, Leighton's in, Jimenez is in. Actually, no, Jimenez has stayed out. I'm in, Leighton's in, Kirby's in, So Fresh is in. Angelo, he's also in. I think he must have got front wing damage. But yeah. Literally everyone is in for what is going to be now a 1 lap shootout on F1 22, and I didn't think this would happen. I didn't think the safety car would come out this late in the race, but as we get ready to go here for the start of this restart, we could have a podium here, so hopefully we can try and overtake Leighton as soon as possible. Aiden's gone, and Leighton, for fuck's sakes, he's given us front wing damage again. And yeah, that's not the first time where he's literally done something like that in towards turn 1, and that's literally fucked up our race. And he got away with it. Leighton has literally got away with that brake check. I appealed that, and I don't think that's right. I think Leighton should get a penalty for that. And because of the front wing damage, I literally lost position to Angelo. So yeah. Even though it's the second race of the season, even though it's still early stages in this championship, it's just very frustrating. Aiden wins the Italian Grand Prix, we come home in 6th place, but I will say this, he had a time penalty and we've actually finished in P5, so it's P5, but it should really be P4 because Leighton should have a penalty for that. I don't understand what Leighton was doing. He literally, he was far behind the lap car, and there was room between him and the lap car, and I was getting ready for the restart, and then he just brake checked me. So yeah, I've literally appealed that, and I hope, listen, you should get a penalty for that, to be honest, but I'm not really happy with the stewards about that, and how Aiden got a penalty for the exact same thing, but Leighton didn't. That doesn't really make sense to me, so whatever. It's literally P5 in this Italian Grand Prix, but we do get our first pole position of the season. But when literally you get pole position and then you make that mistake, you get a drive through for a jump start. Yeah, it's not really what you want to be doing at this stage of the championship. So I mean, things could be worse. We could have DNF'd, we could have not finished this race, we could not have even attended this race, unlike Vapid. But yeah, when you have the pace of Scott and Angelo and Jimenez and Aiden, and you finish literally behind them after the race, it's a very frustrating end to this race. It's just a race that we could have really, maximised as far as pace and finishing position, but P5 in the Italian Grand Prix, and yeah, all eyes are on Zandvoort. But if we really want to win this championship, we're going to have to win Zandvoort next week. So that's that. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.